Jaxson Dart, and this is my take on it, he has everything you need to be a superstar, not only in the NFL, but here in New York. He's got the game. He's got the swagger. He's got the personality. He's got, let's be honest, when you're a starting quarterback in the NFL, especially in this city, and you're young and you're single, you don't need a lot to get a date on a Saturday night.
Right.
So he's a handsome fella. And he's one of those guys, we met him, Teak, out at camp. You meet him for the first time, and it's like your boys.
Yeah.
And it didn't come off phony. It came off like confident, maybe even a little like cocky, but right on that line of confidence and cockiness.
Yeah. I hear you. He's authentically
like a dude.
Yeah. But confident. And you can't help but gravitate to guys like that because they make you feel good about you. And so I think that's what's going to make him at some point. Not right now, obviously, because this is Russell Wilson's team for 2025, at least to start it, unless something else happens. But in the future, it's going to make him a really good player and leader for this team. And look, we're talking preseason. Most everything that you see is vanilla. It's cover 2, it's cover 4. Maybe you get cover 3 thrown in there every now and then, but you're seeing none of the combo coverage. You're just not seeing any illicit or crazy dogs and blitzes. And so I don't want to say it's easy, but if you're a good, smart, heady quarterback, it's almost easy to execute. And so as long as your offensive line is protecting you, which they have done to a great degree, Jaxson Dart is doing exactly what he should be doing, making plays happen and looking confident out there. At some point, it'll get more complicated for him, but in the preseason, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, and it's tough not to get excited when you watch, Jaxson Dart play football. And I understand it is the preseason, and I do understand that it's vanilla, and he's playing, for a lot of times backups, whatever the case may be. You might not be able to tell he could be great, even though I think he has the look of a superstar. But you could kind of tell if a guy's going to be bad.
Yes.
Like Tyler Shuck in with the Saints.
Yes.
I mean, he just looks like he doesn't know how to play football.
Right.
So you could kind of tell maybe early on if a player doesn't have it at all.
Right.
When it comes to Dart, he has not only the intangibles as far as dealing with the media and the looks and just that rock star kind of thing going on, but I think he also has the game. Now, we had a caller that brought this up earlier, and he's right. In the big spots, in the big moments at Ole Miss, he didn't always play his best. But he also played in a tough conference for a head coach that gives you a pro-style offense. So he has gone through the wars, so to speak. So he is battle-tested for those big moments, Teak, and I think that it'll serve him well in the NFL.
Yeah, so I think when you think about Ole Miss in the SEC playing, the Georgias and the Alabamas, all those guys on those defenses are pro-ready. I mean, this is how Philadelphia gets good. They just draft Georgia defensive linemen over and over again, or linebackers, and they come in and start playing great in the NFL. So I'm not making any excuses for why he's struggling in college, but it's also what he hasn't seen yet in the NFL. That is pressure. That is, intensity and guys, running at you and trying to take your head off. He hasn't gotten that yet. At some point he will, and he may struggle. But we're not going to see that this year. You're not going to see it in the preseason, and you're not going to see it for him in the regular season. And so any of this speculation about what he's going to be relative to those these pressure moments, we're likely not going to see it this year. And so I think the best thing that we as Giant fans can do is accept that he's meant to be here. Because there are other guys that over history, remember when Brock Osweiler got drafted for Denver, and it was just like, dude, is this kid is he gonna make it? I remember having a conversation with one of their analysts out there, and he's like, man, he's swimming. He's lost a little bit. Jaxson Dart is not lost. He looks completely in control of everything he's been asked to do. So he belongs here. It's just, when is that going to happen? And it's not going to be anytime soon.
The Giants are going to play in multiple Super Bowls with Jaxson Dart as their quarterback.
Yeah, I saw that circulating. People want to say that there are multiple Tommies. There's positive Tommy. There's delusional Tommy. Or Delulu Tommy, as the kids would call it. There's regular Tommy, et cetera, et cetera. I've heard 4 or 5 different takes from Sean about Jaxson Dart. Like, for some reason, maybe I was on the porcelain, thing there on the throne, and I was watching his podcast. He's like, well, calm down. I like Dart. And then I saw that clip there about the multiple Super Bowls. We'll see. The bottom line is this. It is preseason, and you don't want to put a lot in the results per se, but what I do like is the way he carries himself. Mm-hmm. I like the way that he's processing things right now, even with the other night where Dable subbed him in, and it looked like he was going to stay for a play. That felt like that felt like some type of like test to see how he would handle it, and he handled it, great. So I think that everything that's been thrown in front of him so far, he has passed with flying colors, and that's all you could go off of as far as in his Giant career.
Right. We talked about that. Me and Schmelk and Paul Dottino talked about this on the post game. Why did Dabes do that? And the reason is because you never know if you are the backup. Now, I think Jameis is going to be the backup, but let's just say Jaxson Dart is the backup, and whoever the starter is, Russell Wilson, gets hurt, gets concussed, gets, the shoe comes off, something becomes unavailable. He becomes unavailable for whatever reason, and now you have to, quick change, get into the game, and go make some plays. That's what he was testing it for. And by the way, he got pressure on that play through a ridiculous sidearm dump down to the tight end who made a humongous play, 30 yards. And so, I love how Dabes is testing Jaxson Dart right now. And it feels like every test, he's passing with flying colors.
Yeah, and this is really Brian Dable's, pet project. This was his handpicked guy. This was the player that he anointed to be the... Let's just call it like it is. The savior of this franchise. I don't think I can overstate that. Where the Giants have been over the last however many years, and the ineptness, especially on offense, and their lack of sort of joining the modern era of the NFL and throwing a lot of touchdowns and scoring a lot of points. Jaxson Dart, and he's the kind of kid that I think can handle it, because I know there's been a lot of Zach Wilson comparisons because they're both from Utah and they're boys and the whole deal. Zach Wilson was not, in my opinion, mature enough to handle the bright lights of the NFL.
And he wasn't prepared enough because he was just handed the starting job with a rookie offensive coordinator. And we all know the situation with the quarterback coach who unfortunately passed away. And so, he just wasn't prepared. Jaxson Dart isn't going to be asked to do nearly what Zach Wilson was asked to do. Go lead a franchise that's trying to get out of its own way and do it without, a full complement of support behind you. Of course you're going to fail. Jaxson Dart has every situation set up to be successful.
Yeah, and I don't think Zach had the personality or the maturity to handle the struggles of New York.
Right.
And I think Jaxson Dart, under what he went through in college with Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, he is battle-tested, game-ready, mature, confident to handle the market, the media, and the ups and downs of being the Giants quarterback.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him play again in the preseason, but we're not going to see him in the regular season.